guys, welcome back to another episode of Jimmypancakes20 show. My name is James, better known as Jimmypancakes20, and welcome to episode 2 of the Jimmy Pancake show. And boy, is this going to be a very good episode for you guys. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about everything that's coming to Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood. And also an announcement that myself and my special guest that I have with me, that I'll introduce her in a moment, are going to be going to opening night of Halloween Horror Nights. And she is really excited. So, before we get into thoughts and everything, let me introduce my special guest with me. You probably know her voice. If you listen to the original podcast that I did a couple years ago, I want to introduce my mom, Marsha. Say hello, Mom.
Hello, everybody.
So, yes, today we are going to be talking about everything Halloween Horror Nights, our feelings about it, where the mazes are located, everything that we know so far. There's like one or two things that have not been officially announced yet by Universal Studios Hollywood as of yet, so hopefully that announcement will be coming soon. But we're going to talk about everything that we know so far. So if you guys are ready, sit back, relax, enjoy episode 2 of the Jimmy Pancake Show. And for anyone that's watching this on YouTube, unfortunately, this was the way that I can get my mom on the show. So sometimes the video form will be like this, where it's just going to be nothing but audio. But as I said in my post, if anyone follows me on my social media sites, I had a blank moment for a moment. I'm going to be filming a lot on opening night of Halloween Horror Nights, and then I'm going to be taking all those audios to convert it into one giant podcast. So, Mom, are you ready to talk about Halloween Horror Nights?
Very ready. I'm very excited.
All right, so guys, as I said, sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 2 of the Jimmy Pancake Show. So, first we're going to talk about is the mazes. We're going to talk about the mazes in order of where they're from, and then give our opinion on how we think this maze is going to go, and then how we think the maze is going to go, and then, of course, on opening night, we are going to be seeing it live. So I can't wait for that. So the first maze we want to talk about is Evil Dead Rise. That's going to be in the old Walking Dead attraction. In the old Walking Dead attraction location. This is where they had Universal Hotel last year, and I thought that maze was a brilliant maze. So, Mom, your opinion. It takes place in an LA apartment building, not like the traditional Evil Dead, like Sam Raimi's Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have not seen this movie yet.
No, we have not. My opinion is, why an apartment building? The movies I saw with James, all the Evil Dead movies, and when he played the video games, there was no apartment in any of those games or the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Why an apartment building? That seems weird.
I don't know. I guess they're just trying to change it up the way it's supposed to be. But do you think that's a good location in the Walking Dead attraction?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be the most popular maze that's going to be there this year at Halloween Horror Nights.
No, I don't think so. Haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what the maze is all about. But it sounds good. But James and me will just wait and see on opening night how good or bad it is.
Yeah. So, I personally have not seen this movie either. And I'm going to try to watch it. We're going to try to watch it before we go on opening night, which is Next Thursday, so a week away from today, is when Halloween Horror Nights officially opens. Um, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this one, but this is not on my top three of it. I know it's not on your top three either.
No, it's not.
So it's gonna be really interesting to see how it is.
Right.
So let's talk about the next one. This one was announced by John Murdy himself at Midsummer Scream. Monsters of Latin America. Based off the three monsters that we're going to see in there and all the details that we heard about, I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. And this is the first time that we're actually getting two monster mazes this year for Hollywood. But this one is considered an original concept, as well as the other one that we'll get to later in this podcast. So, your opinion of what you heard on Monsterpalooza? Midsummer Scream, not Monsterpalooza.
Midsummer Scream. It's going to be. I think it's going to be really, really good. The details of the outside of the maze looks amazing. I haven't been inside. We have to wait until the 7th to go inside. But I'm looking at the outside. It looks really, really creepy.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it looks creepy. And I love how we're going to have like an owl. We're going to have, the guy that has the bag that kind of looks like
bag of bones.
Bags of bone, yeah, like Krampus,
right?
From that
Krampus, yeah.
Krampus, yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I actually did a lot of research on this stuff because I was very interested, and yeah, I mean, it's true. Like a lot of people are afraid of these characters, and
in Latin America,
or in Texas, wherever these stories came from, and it's just like La Llorona. Like when we had those mazes, a lot of people believed in those legends. So I'm really happy.
La Llorona was a Mexican legend, and Laurie, my sister, lived in Mexico for like 5 years. So she heard that story, and it is true what happened to her.
Yeah, I mean, I love how it's like how we're getting this maze based off the legends, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they're going to do it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this maze. But before we move on, I guess we should talk about the scare zone that is connected to this maze, because every time you leave the Persian courtyard in the last couple of years, they always had a themed scare zone to go with the maze.
So I think it's going to be like Latin American characters that were inside the maze.
Well, remember, he said it was all going to be based off Mummy, so it was going to be Legends of Mummies. Where it was these movie sequels that they were making in the 50s, and they just kept making them, like how Universal had always made classic monster
movies, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that scare zone's going to be really good.
Once you exit the maze, you go right into the scare zone.
Yeah, so it's basically you think you're safe after getting out of the maze, you're not.
Not safe.
No. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this one. And this one is located inside the Persian courtyard.
Parisian courtyard, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really interested in seeing how they're going to do that line queue. Are they going to do like what they did last year with La Llorona and Universal Hotel? Because I remember like Secret Life of Pets or Despicable Me was not open during horror nights.
Right. I think they're going to do the same way. I think those two mazes are going to be popular. I don't know about the Evil Dead Rises, but the
Monsters
of Latin America, that's going to be a popular maze.
Yeah, I really think it's going to be popular too. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be really good.
Yes.
So now we're going to move on to the next one. that's going to be in H lot. And we have two that's going to be in H lot. So we're going to start with Universal Monsters Unmasked. This was another maze that was announced at Midsummer Scream by John Murdy. And basically, the theming for this one is you're going to go into the Paris catacombs, and then you're going to meet four of the monsters that are themed to Paris. You're going to see the Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Phantom,
and the Invisible Man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to seeing these characters. I mean, just the way the setup is that John Murray explained at Midsummer Scream again.
Mm-hmm.
It looks fantastic. He didn't give us too much detail. He just told us some stuff, but I'm really looking forward to this maze. I think it's going to be a well worth maze. That's going to be really, really good, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do it.
Right.
And but your thoughts, Mom, going into the Paris catacombs?
I think it's going to be great because I saw the stage play of Phantom of the Opera and the movie. I know the backstory of the Phantom of the Opera, and I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to this maze. Another classic monster maze.
Right. And this is like the 5th year that they have done something with classic monsters. And I should also mention, too, that we have Slash that's returning to do the music for this maze. And I actually have the soundtrack that's on Amazon Music for Slash. So it has, like, all the scores from all of the mazes he has done. And I've been listening to it game pop up for Halloween Horror Nights this year. So it's really going to be an interesting maze, especially with the music with Slash. It's really, really going to be good.
I'm looking forward to this maze. I love the Universal Monsters, so I'm looking forward for this maze.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about this maze, it's really going to be popular. It's really going to be good. And Universal Monsters is going to go where Halloween was last year, where the Michael Myers maze was on H lot, or a lot of people have called it the Curious George
parking lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the next maze that we're going to talk about is Chucky's Ultimate Kill Count. So yes, Chucky is returning with his own haunted house. The last time Chucky had his haunted house was back in 2009, where it was Chucky's fun house that was in the old House of Horrors. Yeah. And that was a really fun maze. And
That's good.
And this one, I'm really, not sure the details of it, because I have heard it's going to be based off the Chucky show, but I also heard it's going to be based off original concept with Chucky. So there's not too much details about it.
I heard it's going to be like from the sci-fi
TV show.
That's what I've been hearing.
Right.
So no, we don't know what it's going to be concept of, but James and me heard 3 different things.
Right. So I mean, not knowing what exactly the setting for this maze is, it makes it more good. And I'm really, really excited about seeing this maze. You had Chucky back in the day when they had Chucky's Intel Emporium. That got taken away, and then he had his own haunted house in 2009. That
got taken away.
And then he was the host for the Terror Tram in 2010.
Yeah.
And then after that, we didn't really see Chucky for a long time.
Until he's returning with his own maze this year.
So it's really, really going to be good. And
I'm looking forward to it. I like Chucky. I haven't watched the television show yet. Um, but I'm looking forward to Chucky again.
I'm really looking forward to Chucky too. So that is pretty much it for everything that I would consider on the upper lot. There's one more thing on the upper lot, but it's not technically a maze. It's the Terror Tram. But we'll get to that later in this podcast because I want to finish up with all of the mazes first. So then going down to the lower lot, the first maze I would consider that's on the lower lot. It's behind the Mummy queue, and this one I'm really, really excited about. I played both of the video games because it's such a popular game, and then HBO Max made it into a TV show.
We were watching it.
The Last of Us. So if anyone does not know what The Last of Us is, The Last of Us was a video game that was released by Sony and Naughty Dog, the guys that did the Uncharted video games,
right,
and then they did The Last of Us, and they've done some very popular games. And
I watched James play The Last of Us, and it's a really interesting game.
Yeah, I mean, the moment that you start playing that game, you get addicted to it. And then, of course, they had The Last of Us 2 that came out, and then supposedly there's Last of Us 3 that's in development right now. But who knows when that game's going to come out.
Right.
But this is based off the first video game. And
not the TV show that James and me are watching. It's based off the video game.
Yeah, so it's based off the first video game, and that's been cleared, and it's been announced by John Murdy and Naughty Dog themselves that it is based off the video game. It's not based off the TV show.
Right.
And so basically, from what my understanding is we're going to see Joe and Ellie, the main characters of The Last of Us. You're possibly going to see some hunters from the video game. You're going to probably see some clickers. You're probably going to see the bloater, which is the big zombie one.
Right.
And from what my understanding is this is going to take place in Pittsburgh. So it's going to be the whole Pittsburgh scene from the video game.
Okay.
But who knows? They might add a couple extra scenes from there.
Right.
But from what the photos that I saw from the facade that was posted,
right,
and from videos that you and I have watched,
right,
you can definitely tell that the entrance to this maze is going to be in the Pittsburgh outpost.
I could recognize it from the video game and the movie. And the TV show, I meant to say.
Yes. And pretty much that I forgot to mention that in the Monsters of Latin America, you're going to have a character that you can interact outside of the maze. And then this is also going to be a second maze where you're going to interact with a character or characters before you go in the maze. So I don't know what characters are going to be outside in The Last of Us. Maybe it's going to be Joel. Maybe it's going to be Ellie. Maybe it's going to be one of the soldiers from the base camp. Maybe it's going to be a hunter.
Right.
Who knows what it's going to be. But
right.
I kind of like that Universal is doing this where you get interaction before you get into the maze.
Yes.
So it gets people pumped up for
the maze.
So it's really going to be an awesome, awesome maze.
I'm just looking forward to this one because I love the TV show. And I watched you play the video games. So I'm really pumped up for this, The Last of Us.
Yes. So it's really, really going to be good. So moving on to our next maze. This is the first time ever in the history of Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood that we're getting two mazes inside a soundstage.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting two mazes inside a soundstage.
Is that your soundstage from Transformers.
So
That's
so we're gonna have one where the weekend was last year, and then we're gonna have another one that's gonna be uh, close to Transformers as well. So both of the sound stages are close to Transformers.
Okay.
And yes, guys, if Marsha was saying I used to work at Universal, I used to work at the Transformers ride. So that's what she was referencing when she said it was by my ride.
Right.
So in Soundstage 22, and I do not know exactly where Soundstage 22 is, but I know it's close to the Transformers ride. We're going to have The Exorcist Believer. And this is based off the new Blumhouse movie that's coming out October 15th.
Okay.
So apparently the story for this is two missing girls are found with no memory, and they brought some curse back with them. That's pretty much the plot line for this maze. And apparently, no one's going to be able to see the movie until October 15th. So basically what they said, this is going to be kind of us walking through a trailer of the movie to get people hyped to see the movie.
Right. From Blumhouse, right?
From Blumhouse. Also, another movie that's coming out from Blumhouse at the end of October is Five Nights at Freddy, based off the video game.
Okay.
But we know for sure the Exorcist Believer is the one that Universal always do something with Blumhouse, and this is the maze that they're doing with Blumhouse this year.
I hope it's good, because last year I did not like the maze in the Waterworld set. So I hope this one's really, really good.
Oh, you're talking about when The Exorcist was there in 2021 in the soundstage, the other soundstage, where the weekend was last year.
No, I'm talking about...
Or you mean when it was behind the mummy in 2016?
No, I think it was last year in the Waterworld queue. Those two ones, the Black Phone and the other one.
Oh yeah, the other Freaky and Black Phone.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
I did not like that maze that year.
That was the tie-in with Blumhouse last year.
Yes. And I hope this one's good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have no idea what this maze could be. I'm really excited to see what it is, but I really wish the movie was coming out before Halloween Horror Nights so we could get a better idea. But who knows?
Who knows? I like The Exodus. I saw the original one with Linda Blair. That one was really good. It creeped me out.
Right, and then they did that a couple of times for Halloween Horror Nights.
Right.
They did it in 2016, and then they also did it in 2021 when we were just getting over COVID.
Right. So I hope this one takes the cake. It looks good. So we'll just wait and see.
Right. So before we get to the other one that's in the soundstage, because I know that's going to be the most popular one this year, let's get to the one that's going to be where Killer Clowns was last year. And this is a returning maze from 2019. It was originally located in Persian Courtyard. Holidays in Hell is a returning maze for this year. What do you think about returning mazes?
I like the returning mazes as long as they don't do it for like 4 years. I liked Holidays in Hell. That was my favorite that year. And I just hope they change it up for the scenes.
Right. I mean, we don't know if it's going to be the exact same maze that we had in 2019 or if they're doing new scenes.
Right. We don't know, but I hope they do new scenes.
I really hope so too.
If not, I will enjoy it. I know the scares from the time it was there.
In 2019.
So I really hope they have new scenes there.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too, because when you do a returning maze, you know, if people already saw it and they already
Mhm.
know what they're gonna expect, then
Right.
it's not gonna be scary.
It's not.
If you bring a returning maze in, then I would love to see a new
Maze.
maze or at least some new scenes. Like it's
Right.
okay if you bring back some of the scenes, but do some new ones
Right.
because
Right.
this is a returning maze.
Right.
So
I'm just hoping they have new scenes, but if not, I'm really going to enjoy that one because I liked it that year it came.
exactly. So now let's get to the biggest one. This is the one that I know everyone is excited about. And I know I'm excited, and I know my mom's excited. If you guys can see what she's doing right now as we're recording this podcast, she's shaking her hands and stuff. But
Can I announce it, James?
yes, you can. But let me. So this maze is located where they had the weekend maze last year. Go ahead and make the announcement.
It's Stranger Things 4.
So yes, Stranger Things season
4.
4. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Stranger Things is making its return to Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood and Orlando. This is a shared property.
Mm-hmm.
I love Stranger Things season 4. I really cannot wait for the final season of Stranger Things. I know that the show has to come to an end. I know it had to come to an end, but the way that they set it up for season 4 going into season 5 was really, really good. But I really want to see what scenes they're going to pull from season 4 because there are a lot of great scenes that they can pull from
season 4.
Season 4.
I know we're going to see the bad guy. Viacom or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
We're going to see the bad guy.
Right.
And I hope we see the kids again in the maze.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward for this one because I love the Stranger Things show.
Right, and the only thing that I'm hoping that they do this year for Stranger Things is that they don't have the long queue that's going around the maze. I hope that they build more sets because, you got Stranger Things season 4, and a lot of people were upset that we didn't get season 3, which everyone said was the good season. Orlando did it, and you and I both watched the video for the Orlando maze that had season 2 and season 3. In 2019.
And I was pissed about that because I wanted to see season 3 at HHN Hollywood.
Right. Victon, something like that.
Viacom or something.
Yeah, something like that for the bad guy. But yeah, I mean, honestly, we don't know, what scenes they're gonna pull from season 4.
I hope it's all the good scenes.
I really hope it's all the good scenes. I mean, you can really think it could be a really good.
Like the lair that he captures all those kids.
No. That was when he captured. Oh, what's that character's name? Sam, yeah. Sam, yes.
I hope we have that scene.
The one scene that I would really want them to do live is when Eddie was playing the guitar in the upside down world.
Right.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a great scene.
I like that scene too.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many good scenes, as I said, that they could pull.
But I just hope they make it longer.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I hope that they make it longer. I really hope. So yeah. So that is pretty much it for the mazes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mazes in total this year. So 8 mazes, which is a good lineup for mazes. So now let's get to the Terror Tram. Exterminators. So this was a scare zone back in 2018. It was the first scare zone when you walked in. This is what before they got rid of the go-go dancer.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yes.
I remember that
So
one.
they're basically making exterminators into a full-blown
Terror Tram
terror trap
on the back lot.
on the back lot. Mhm.
I'm looking forward for this Terror Tram. I saw the preview of it, and it looks really, really good.
Yes, I am really looking for it too. Yeah, so basically the description for the Terror Tram is back, and this time the bugs are taking over. Tour guide Larry Lawrence and his bug-headed exterminators are out to get revenge on human past once and for all. We will drop you like flies. So of course we're gonna have the usual, path that we usually go. We'll get dropped off where the Whoville set used to be,
Right.
and then we're gonna go into the Bates Motel. We're gonna go up the hill. We're gonna go through War of the Worlds. The only thing that I'm not sure about if they're gonna use Jupiter's claim again.
I heard they were.
You heard that they were, but I don't know for sure because it's not been official.
I've been hearing rumors, the articles I'm looking up, that we are going to go through Jupiter's claim, but I don't know.
But we're just going to have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to go through that too, but
Right.
we'll just have to see what they do.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Exterminators. I mean,
so am I.
I mean, from the sets that I saw from the last time they watched construction update videos, it looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about the Terror Tram this year. It's gonna be really, really, really good.
And they're working on the Base Motel, and the sets look really good right now.
Yeah, so they have about a week left before. No, not even a week, because I forgot they have Universal team member preview night, and then it's the opening night.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So usually they do the Universal employee preview like 2 days before the
like the 5th.
Like the 5th before the opening of Halloween Horror Nights.
Because I remember I went with you when you were still working at Universal.
Yes, and that was really fun. We got to go through all the mazes. But yes. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That's everything that's coming. So the only two things that we do not know is what the scare zone is going to be on New York Street, or they call it the opening ceremony. We do not know what that scare zone is going to be.
Right.
So.
Oh, and whether they're bringing back the Death Eaters in the Harry Potter sets.
Yeah, because they did not announce that either.
Right.
So we don't know what the scare zone is going to be on New York Street, where they had Freaks last year.
Yes.
And then we don't know if they're bringing back the Death Eaters.
Right.
And then since the
animal actors
and the special effects stage show, we don't even know if we're going to have a show this year, because the only place that they can really do a show is in Waterworld.
But the last time I was watching Construction Update, they had like lighting over Waterworld.
Right.
So we don't know if that's going to be a show or what.
Right, because from the last time that we watched Construction Update videos, they had lighting that's not part of the show during Waterworld. They had lights that were different. So that's maybe a clue of maybe they're going to be doing a show in Waterworld. Because they are not doing a maze there this year.
Because they need the line queue, because that's the only show that we have at Universal right now.
Yes, that's the only show. because if you guys don't know, we are getting a Fast and the Furious roller coaster that's gonna be where Animal Actors and the special effects show used to go, and they're really working on that fast. So
they are.
So yeah, so that is gonna pretty much wrap up this episode. I think we went through everything.
We did.
So really quick, guys. Marsha and I did buy our tickets for opening night, but unfortunately, the early entry that gets you in an hour and a half early into the park was sold out. So it's sold out for opening weekend. But we will be there for opening night. We just won't be able to get into the park until 7 p.m.
Right.
So that's the only thing. But we will be there. I will be filming a lot of stuff that will be going up on YouTube, as well as I will be converting all the videos that I film at opening night of Halloween Horror Nights into a long podcast for you guys as well. So once again, guys, I want to apologize for anyone that's watching this on YouTube. Sorry, it's just audio form, but this was the way that I could get my mom onto the show for now, and then I'm still working on a better way to do it.
Right.
But yeah, so Mom, before we wrap up this episode 2, anything you want to say to everyone that's listening to this podcast, either on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts or Amazon Music?
I'm just really excited about all the mazes that are coming. It's going to be a great year for Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. I'm really looking forward to all the mazes.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really good. So I want to thank you, Mom, for joining me on this episode.
You're welcome.
We will have you back on the show for future episodes after we go on the closing night of Halloween Horror Nights.
Right.
We will do our review, and we will review everything, so we'll probably bring you back for that show and probably for some other shows as well.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. All right, guys. So this is James, better known as Jimmypancakes20, signing off. And we will see you for the next show coming soon on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. Goodbye.
For now, bye.
For now, goodbye.